So let me, before I start the interview, I just wanted to compliment you on your office, sir. Like, we see so many offices of actors and usually it's full of photos of them. But in your office, not even one photo of yourself and so many interesting things. I'm just looking around and even the gate itself is so interesting, sir.
That was made by me, literally with my hands I did it.
And where do you collect all these things? Sir? Even outside, if you see that small artifact that you've made with the sickles, how did you make all that?
I use, wherever I go for shooting, I always meet the local artisans. Yeah. So when I was shooting in Sengotai, I came across a blacksmith. We were shooting next to his workshop. So he was making this spades. Then the next day when I went, I asked him to make this kind of thing, and he couldn't. He couldn't get what he was. So,
what you wanted.
Yeah. So the next day, I made him to do in front of me. I asked him to do this, do that, do that.
And what about the gates, sir? Of course, as an actor, you might.
I like working things, and who will not like Charlie Chaplin? So I thought you need some landmark to identify your office.
I don't think your name is there.
My name is not there.
Yeah, that's what.
Why should I? So I say you'll find a Chaplin.
It's very unique, sir. I have not seen an office like this.
Thank you for your compliment.
Yeah. So let me start with this, sir. In all of your interviews, you've generally spoken about how, it was your father who identified the actor in you even before you identified yourself, right? He used to, I think, help out small, troops there, and, you would get a role in all the things back when we were in Chengalpet. Now that you're a father yourself, and now that you've seen so many actors yourself, at least now, and of course you've finished 600 films, are you able to understand what your father must have seen in you?
Till now, there is a very big argument between me and my father. I still don't know he himself, poor soul. He doesn't know why he made me, because coming from a small family, becoming suddenly popular and this thing, equally it brings issues and problems also. So I used to ask my father, why Dad, why did you make me an actor? I was very happy in Air Force, you never let me. I was happy in Taj Coromandel Hotel. What can he say? Just, that's okay. Anyhow, now I'm
made peace with it.
Yes, now I'm an actor.
But is it something you can, like acting talent or that?
No, I don't believe in acting talent. When it was decided that I should become an actor, I came, and luckily I went through a few acting school. Then only I realized talent it will not help you to become a professional actor. I don't believe that. I don't believe in luck, but the luckiest thing happened in my life is when I was trying to become an actor, when I want to know at least 1 inch depth of acting, I came across great teachers like Ramanujam, Raju, Muthusamy sir. So they are the one who, molded me, chiseled me to become an actor. So whatever the techniques, whatever the exercises they gave, whatever the inputs they gave, based on that only I am working even now. So I don't believe in talent, because when I entered this industry, I was not talented. So whatever knowledge I have gathered, whatever appreciation I get, it is because of my, gurus. I believe that strongly. Everybody is talented. See, a pilot is talented in flying a plane with 300 people behind him. He has to understand the wind speed, this thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, and still he believes in the technology in front of him in consoles. You cannot do it. So he studies for it, he gets trained for it. So this is a profession where you have to get trained. That's what I believe. You don't go ask a doctor how talented. You don't go ask a lawyer how talented. Why do you ask an actor how talented you are? I don't believe.
Sir, I'm just halfway through Jangaburu and I'm really getting into it. And I've seen the director's previous films, and I've always felt that apart from packaging it in a very interesting and mainstream way, there's always a activist in the director who makes it not just entertainment but more than that. I think this is about bauxite mining and
Yeah, he is an activist. In the sense, activist doesn't mean you have to get on road, shout slogan. Whatever you are, suppose if you are a filmmaker, that becomes your weapon, your tool, your media, your medium, everything. So if I'm an actor, my acting skills are my weapon, my tool, my this thing. Suppose a cinematographer is there, he can create visuals which can convey so many things in one single frozen frame. So in that way, Neela Madhav Panda is an activist because all the films he has done before also, it is not just entertaining
yeah, of course.
it is not to satisfy himself. Each and every film was concerned about the sociological issues are there. And that reflects when he does a web series also. It's good. He is feeling very thrilled and excited because whatever when you tell a story in 2 hours, now he has got more than 5 hours, so he can go to very minute things and he can magnify so many things, emotions, the issue, everything. So he is an activist, and he radiates that activism whoever works with him. Yes.
So what about you, sir? You also, from Chengalpet, where you got into all the, acting troops of that time, and they all come with a lot of political activism. They come with a lot of political depth and purpose and all that.
No, political involvement in Tamil Nadu, it's entirely different. Slowly it has spread to Andhra also. It's not about whoever is in films, they should be political, for me, each and every citizen should be politically conscious and politically aware of what's happening. Because whatever you vote, if I vote, it affects you. I select a government which will decide what I have to study, what I have to see. It decides 5 years of my life. So I have to be politically aware. It doesn't mean that you have to go join a party, defend your ideology or shout slogans, go behind your leader as a hero. No, I have to be politically conscious in that way. I think I'm not very deep into it, but I'm conscious about what's happening around. There ends my political involvement. It's not joining about the parties. I understand your question. Most of my film fraternity, they're directly into politics. That is their wish. By constitution, anybody can be a politician.
But as a student, when you're just getting into that, do you remember that period where these guys are discussing really serious things? It's really changing me as a person. I'm becoming more aware. I'm becoming more into that activism space. Do you remember a time like that back in the 70s or 80s?
No, activism, it doesn't come from one opening, right? It comes from. See, for example, we had a great teacher called Devasiya in my school. He was our first activist. That time we don't know what is activism or because he will make us to question everything. Because I say you have to believe.
Don't believe, yeah.
You need not. First you ask question whether it's right or not. Why do you blindly follow this? He will ask us to raise questions about the institution. From God to everything, he will make us to raise questions. And we will see that we find an answer for ourselves. Right. So he's not a politician. Definitely he's not a politician. But he made us to ask. Still he is strong and healthy and alive. Yeah. I didn't meet him, but I know he is there. So it starts from there. Then I was in Air Force for a brief time. So I left Air Force. So getting a job was very difficult in those days. I used to work in chemical factory in Vandalur, Chemfab it's called, it's no more there. Chemfab, I used to work as a security guard. We had a union leader called Vengala Naidu, not Venkaya Naidu, Vengala Naidu. I named this character in my film Mayan. So he is the one who first I heard what is union, what is labor right, what is your right, what is temporary worker, what is contract worker,
yeah.
all over, why they do strike. Well, that's how. I'm not talking about communism. Of course, he was a communist. So he was making aware what is your right. You need not have party or isms behind it. It is your right. You have to ask. And same thing when I used to work in Taj Coromandel Hotel.
Opposite world.
Yeah, as a waiter. We had again union. We had my co-worker, my colleague Kesavan, Kesavan and one Mr. Nair. They used to fight. So it all comes. It is not activism. It is fighting for your right or somebody else's right. The thing is, we have to find a coin in the sixth sense human society. You have to have an activist to raise slogan. That's very sad.
So, but you've acted in every format possible, right, sir? You've done serials, you've done plays, you've done movies, and this perhaps is a reasonably new thing. Like a 5-hour series and all that. In terms of the format, does it excite you when somebody tells you this is the latest thing?
Yeah, of course. I don't confine myself as a film actor or this thing. I am an actor. So I have to adapt to whatever it comes across. And moreover, the film media is totally dependent upon technology. So it will keep coming. So I have to get adapted. I cannot confine myself. That's what my teachers groomed me for. So, but it's interesting. Way back in mid-80s when I came to films, the time was very precious. Everybody's time was very, very precious. That time we used to shoot in negative.
Yeah.
Right, Vishal? This is a 1952 model.
How did you get this, sir?
My wife bought me because I love this. So she bought me for a birthday. So when we used to work in films, that time we used to get only 1:3 ratio of negative. Suppose if you are making 1 hour film, they will give you only 3 hour negative. So you cannot waste it. Otherwise you have to go buy in black market or you have to get from your another friend.
Pay double, yeah.
So for us time was very, very, very precious. So we used to do more of rehearsals, more of monitors. Then we will go for take. And new actors, they are not given a luxury of going for third take. Second take you go, you will be abused verbally, right? So we were all like it's like a war zone. You have to do it in first take itself.
Heart starts beating faster when this starts rolling.
When you are acting with senior actors, then it becomes more. You have to keep the senior actor away from your mind and eyes, and then you have to do. Now digital, you can shoot as much as you want. In whichever angle you want to shoot, you can shoot. So I have to get I don't know whether to take it as a liberty or this is truly most of the professional actors are going. So just imagine in 85, I get prepared for only one take. And in that angle, that expression of the dialogue is definitely going to come on the screen. Now after digital, there is no one take. The same take an actor has to be aware. The same take can be taken from this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle. So repeatedly I have to do, perform in the same way, which becomes sometimes very mechanical. But they don't mind it. So there is always a transition. I like it, I love it. Otherwise you become stale. So it's interesting, it's learning, and the same way the younger generation of directors their attitude, their approach to making film, that has changed. So it is like going to school every day.
But do you wish for younger actors who are just like 3 years old, 4 years old into the profession, they had also learned this mechanism so that they become super strict, super disciplined when it comes to
No,
performing?
it is not super strict or super disciplinary. See, every job, I don't know, we have, special rules and regulations, special, ideas about film. I don't understand. You go to any job, you go to Ashok Leyland, or you go to Infosys, you go to, fishing industry. Every job, every responsibility has it has got its own this thing, its own discipline. Can you go find a person in a factory, Ashok Leyland or Infosys? Can you find an indisciplined guy?
No.
Then why do we talk about discipline here? You go to a courtroom and you don't ask for a disciplined lawyer. Everybody is disciplined. One or two maybe freaky guys, but they cannot be indisciplined. So, so here we, in the name of creativity, passion, talent, we take our own responsibility.
I need my mood and all those kinds of.
Mood what? I don't believe in moods. I don't believe in moods. When you're given responsibility, you have to keep aside. The same thing I'm asking you for. Suppose the pilot is not a robot, he's not a machine. He has got his own emotion. He would have had a fight with his wife, or his mother may be serious, or the son wouldn't have got a seat. Everybody has got moods, but you give up everything and do your job. You cannot go and tell your chief, no, today I fought with my wife, I'm moved out. I cannot fly today. Maybe I'll fly in this route. You cannot say. Can a soldier have his own moods in the war zone?
No emotions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand your question. I don't have. Maybe my job, my responsibility is to get into different kind of moods.
Yeah.
For that, I have to be mood free. I cannot have my moods and carry it along. I have to be mood free, mood frozen, or numb, so that I can do other emotions, what my character needs.
So just a follow-up question to what you were just talking about. Usually, like you said, in every profession there is hard work and discipline and all that. But do you think, at least when it comes to movies, any part of movies, there is one overt romanticization of struggle? I walked to 100 producers' office. I did so much effort.
No, because we have to understand the reality. This is not an organized sector.
Yeah.
If you go to any other industry or any other sports, there is a process, a very defined process. Suppose if you want to become a cricketer, you have to find the best coach, and you have to find, it has got a process of
Structure.
getting up early morning, go to do this, that thing. But here in film, it doesn't have a process. And nobody can say how to become an actor. There are two different things. You can become a great actor by training. But how you get opportunity, that's a big question mark, because it is not well defined, or there is no proof. Every individual has got his own story how he became an actor. When you are going to undefined goal, when you are trying to play a game, which doesn't have rules and regulation, then you have to struggle only. But at least what I advise, not advise, whatever happened to me, what I went through, at least you have to be very confident that I am an actor, I am a good actor. Maybe today I may not get a chance, or tomorrow I may not get. Okay, I am getting old. So what? I'll do some other characters. You should trust your craft. You must not your talent. You must trust the knowledge. You must trust the information about
A skill.
like a skill or a craft you have. So struggling is always there. Another big thing is, now India needs only 11 players in a country of 1 billion. India needs only 11 players. They have a struggle. Everything is a struggle. Everything. What struggle? A doctor, a young girl, it comes from a deep village near Theni. She has become a doctor now. She never knew English. She was intelligent. That's all. She never knew English. She never knew, etiquette of a city. She cannot talk. She cannot this thing. Now she is one of the top surgeon in Madurai. So everybody has got a struggle, and moreover, without a struggle, there is no joy in having a fruit.
Yes, sir.
See, there is a difference, because you have comfortable lives, you take your Benz, go to the best, hypermarket, get the apple and give it to you. This apple is from
Australia.
Australia, have it. That's one story. Suppose I say, I brought a sapling when I went to Kashmir for a shooting. It was very difficult when I grew here this thing, in a tropical this thing. Just like that, I tried this thing, that thing. One day rain came, this thing. So finally, when I saw the first apple, flower, I got so excited. There is a story. There is a struggle. The more struggle you have in your life, the more interesting, the more valuable your fruit becomes. You cannot curse struggle. Of course, this industry, and there is always a comparison. Suppose we both study in a class, and suppose we both want to become a physics scientist, and you are getting a opportunity to become a scientist. I can assess. No, he is good at physics. No, he is good at this thing. I am not able to keep up. I have to branch out to another this thing, or I have to study more. There is an assessment. Here, what will you assess?
How do you quantify?
How do you assess? So these youngsters should have all these things. You cannot ride only with dreams. You have to understand the reality also. I train actors in Mind Screen. I was in BOFTA. And the final thing I say, when you step out of this institute, first thing you have to do is you find a job. You work in Zomato or you work in a mechanic shop. First, see that your basic thing will be satisfied with your own sweat. It is not because you did an acting course, straight away you go and knock a director's thing. It's not right. That's what I believe. That's how I came, and that's what I say.
So just some time back, I was talking to Sudev, who is out here, co-actor in Jagaburu. He's a pass out of FTI, right? And he studied acting. Generally, when you talk about a person who's passed out of an institution like that, if it was IIT or something, he'll get a 1 crore job in Google and the best job if he went to the best institute. But he kept talking about how the second you pass out of institute, it creates more obstacles.
Yeah.
The directors look at you, they're a little wary of you, they think you're very abstract, you don't understand practical filmmaking. You went to 2 film schools, the 2 best film schools in South India.
I cannot say it's 2 best schools. I went to 2 institutes.
Okay, sir. So what was the perception like at that time when somebody is looking at you and saying you're an institute student? Did you get a lot of support, or was it also this, he's not going to understand?
See, it is, I'm not telling it's a universal thing. The Tamil industry, they don't believe in education. They believe in talent, they believe in luck, they believe in God's blessing and all those things. Usually they will ask, sir, I'm from Film Institute, I'm a gold medalist. If you go to the institute, you'll become an actor, they will say. That's the first reaction you will get. But that's how you are evaluated. I don't know. So that's what I'm telling. You have to be prepared. You have to be not thick-skinned. You have to understand the reality. As you said, IIT, if you are a gold medalist, immediately, before you could get the gold medal in your hand, you are absorbed.
US or something.
Okay, so what, when I was the gold medalist in this thing, immediately I didn't get. Because this is not a profession, this is not a career. This industry doesn't believe in science.
But the founders of those colleges had the vision back then at 60s and 70s to say, let's start these two institutions. It's going to give us the best talent. And there's no question, right? So your batchmates are the most illustrious actors in the country. Now when you look at one institution is no longer there, the other institution is famous for how it's being mismanaged.
No, see, that's what again I'm telling. This is not the job-oriented, training. Right. First, when my first institution, my first acquaintance with the training, because even I had the same thing. Why actors should have a training, right? First acquaintance with my training in acting is there was an institution run by Film Chamber of Commerce, South Indian Film Chamber of Commerce, where Mr. Rajnikant, Sudhakar and Srinivasan from Malayalam, Kailash from Malayalam, just passed away. Then Mr. Chiranjeevi was my classmate in the thing. There, the training was entirely different. I'm not telling whether it's right or wrong, but it was meaningful. Because it was run by the film producers, particularly producers and directors. And that is the time where the great poles of film industry, MGR sir and Shivaji sir, had gone out of the industry. No, the new generation of actors is coming. That the acting has changed, the storytelling is changed closer to reality. See, they know what kind of actors they need. So they selected who will become an actor. They gave what an industry wants. That's why in that institute, what is the first institute, whether they have become stars or not, every student would have acted at least in one or two films. Because they know when they absorb, they know he will this thing. So in that one becomes Rajnikant, one becomes Chiranjeevi, one becomes Nassar. It's like that. But the second institute I went, it's a government ADR Film Institute. It's like a typical
government
institute,
college.
yeah. So already I was introduced to a training. There I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. Because we had very wonderful persons as teacher. Very good people. But they don't know how to
explain.
Train actors. They're all wonderful persons. Mr. Ramanan was like my father, and we had Y.V. Subramaniam, we had Gabriel. They're all two good people. But training, it is entirely different. And I was not satisfied. Luckily, what happened? The Film Institute, the first institute I went, only acting was there. The ADR Film Institute, it had a direction, it had editing, it had sound engineering, it had processing, it had editing, everything it had, and there was a library. At least empty shelves were there. There was a room with shelves. I can assume they would have had great books, but when I went, it was not there. Of course, there was no books in the library. We had a toilet, but it is not a toilet. So like that. So I had other crafts because it was they were getting trained. I spent more time in the other department, direction department. I'll go help them, this thing, that thing. So that was engaging me. Well, acting, I cannot credit to this. Of course, in Film Institute, I had great friends. They call me friend, but I value them as my teachers. Like Rajiv Menon, Sivakumar, Venkatesh Chakravarti. We had a great friend, Pandian. I call him Musi Pandian because he's very
thin. Yeah.
So they were all teachers. They were all Yogi Sethu, mainly Yogi Sethu. They were already had gone into world cinema, this thing, that thing. So they used to, I used to learn more this thing. And in my second institute, we were, even in the first institute and second institute, this Stanislavski's name was referred. Only in exam we used to read, he is a theatre person, Russian, he did this play this way. But nobody taught us to experiment or to understand his method or whatever theory he has evolved. But we, myself, Meenakshi Sundaram, my colleague, and Nivedita, Anita, Bablu, we all joined together. It's funny like that. We will see what this guy is. We took it serious. We went, those time it was very easy to go to American Library, British Council, everything. They used to collect. We funnily started conducting our own classes. I'll say, Macha, I will take these two exercises. I will come prepared. I will tell them. Meenakshi Sundaram will get prepared with some other thing. He will come and tell. Like funnily it started and it became very serious and it made us strong. Any government institution, like, it is such a politically, political in the sense, not party-based political. They have their own, because
department politics,
you be a creator, you are groomed to be creator, and you're stuck in one place to so-called teaching. There is something wrong with that person. So it is so funny. This is ADR Film Institute now, as you see, each and every film comes with 2-3, minimum I'm telling, 2-3 new actors. But in ADR Film Institute, there is no acting course at all. There is a very big politics, in the politics behind it. So, see now even Kalakshetra is in some controversies now. But any creative, whatever a creative institution should be, it is not, that spirit is not there. At least we had in film chamber.
Sir, even you've spoken about how it's not practical, sir, like to employ, like let's say you've studied method acting or...
No, I didn't study method acting. It's very, because as we understood method acting, it cannot be practiced in Indian film, particularly Tamil films you cannot, because it needs a lot of time to be dedicated. In Kodambakkam, if somebody says I'm a method actor, I cannot believe it, because I know only tip of iceberg. I know very well I cannot practice. So I cannot call myself a method actor, because but I know certain techniques which has been discussed by Stanislavski. I can, use it in some other way. That's all I can. But one has to go. Now a lot of theories have come. Meissner has come. So you must be inquisitive like a child, right? Whether you are a turner or a fitter or an electrician or an actor or a director, you must have an inquisitiveness like a child. You should know. You should this thing. I don't know. If somebody new actor says something, I'll listen. Now a lot of people, because when I studied, Meissner was not there.
Not there, yeah.
Now a few actors they come and talk about Meissner. It's very nice to know.
So do you feel like trying it out?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not a very ardent fan or
one style.
That cannot happen, because I am handled by so many different kind of directors. I cannot get stuck to one particular way of handling the craft of acting.
But let's say in an ideal situation, if you learned acting in America, where you have time to prepare, what style do you think would have suited you the most?
America, maybe America. Lee Strasberg had a great school. Now that was the prime. It was like a mecca for actors. Great actors came. Brando, Pacino, they all came from there. So that would have been the favorite. But I find when I went to London, I went to Japan. Wherever I go, they have a proper, intense, courses for acting. Here, except Delhi National School of Drama, that is exclusively for theatre. I think still we don't have a proper acting school. I mean, film acting school. Now I see in Kodambakkam there are a lot of things.
What do you think of them?
I don't know. At least somebody is trying to go to this thing. So in that case, okay. Because the industry itself hasn't defined what an actor needs. So you will have this confusion.
So what I find miraculous about your career is you've finished 700 films. In that there would have been so many instances where they would have written, okay, Nassar sir will take care, he's coming, and then it's very underwritten, and then you reach the sets and it's up to you to kind of figure out. At least earlier.
No. To be very frank, I'm telling you. If somebody tells, they have told me also, so they will have a one-line narration. Sir, you are a rich father who opposes the love of your daughter. That's it. But if I ask more information, they will say, sir, what sir?
You know everything.
You know everything. When they say like that, immediately I feel that I am naked. Because I cannot do on my own unless I am a director, I am a writer, I cannot do anything. They have to understand the logic. They have to give the information for me. See, in somebody else's story, I cannot create my own character and put it. An actor, or at least I believe, I need information from the writer, from the author. Otherwise, it will contradict. Otherwise, you will say, cut. No, sir, whatever I thought, it's not coming. Why? You give me the information. They don't give. So it is not a.
But how do you deal with that situation?
But professionally, I do. I have shortcuts. I know. I ask questions, get information. At least two-dimensional information, I get it from them. Try to give. Whatever they want, I give the best. Right? Yeah. But what I have to do, what the real process, I may not give it because they don't want it. I'll keep it, wait. I'll like a hungry, dog. I'll wait when somebody comes with a proper script, proper duration, given proper time to do my characterization. I'll give that. I'll wait for it. But I cannot give the same thing to all the things. Then there is no justification.
Yeah. Because you have played so many different types of villains.
Yeah, because there are great actors like Nana Patekar who refuses films unless he's too strong. I'm so excited. I met him only 2 days back in Bombay.
Okay.
First time I met him. But I don't have that mental strength to say no. Always I'm in somewhere my situations. Always it needs money. I'm not greedy about money. I always disassociate with money. But my situations, my dependence, they all this thing. So then I decided it is a profession. What you want to give. I always say this example. If an Italian comes to a pizza shop, there will be a murder. Because an Indian will order tandoori chicken pizza. Pizza is supposed to be with very light, herbs, very mild herbs, where the cheesy smell. Now tandoori flavor will kill all that and this thing. So you have to run the shop. I'm feeling very bad to say that, but what to do? Somebody asking tandoori pizza, I have to deliver it. But I will wait for an Italian to come and ask me for a very authentic, proper, genuine pizza. That's what you can do.
And when you look back, when people talk to you about the great characters, the 50, 60 characters that everybody comes back to you and says, sir, I loved you in that film. Did all those films have this, the director's backing, the writer's backing? They gave you everything.
Any film you appreciate, say for example, Kurudi Punal. I really full-heartedly I consider that it is a thing. The script was written, even though it was a remake. I didn't see the film. We all decided that.
And you got the script about 2 months.
Yeah, I got the script by Kamal sir wrote the script, and PC Sreeram was the director. And for me, he's a grown-up child. It's a wonderful soul to be around. He demanded certain things. As a writer, Kamal, sometimes it will get into argument. It will almost reach a point of quarrel between PC and Kamal. I'll be sitting quiet. I'll be observing what each of them, as a writer and as a director, what they want out of the film. So all this information made me to do that. So if I'm getting 100% mark for Kurudi Punal, I have to give 60% to the writer Kamal Hassan, 39% for the director, 1% because I was just listening.
Okay.
That's the real truth. if if more than the director, if the author and the actor have got a crystal clear understanding, then acting comes very easy. When you don't have author itself, how can you?
So I wanted to ask you one question about you as the writer. I fundamentally believe the main reason Kantara didn't work beyond a point for me is because of how strong Avataram
Yeah.
remains in my memory.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's about an actor who starts the first scene by saying, I want to become an actor.
Yes.
And the only time he gets to play or do that performance is when he has to, it's murder, it's revenge, and it's so tragic.
Yeah, I cannot compare Avadaram with Kantara because entirely it's two different
Plus 20
kind
years
of
difference,
20
yeah.
years different, and sometimes I feel nice. Oh my, it's a super duper hit film. My film is compared with that silly, I think is also there. Truly because it was not very well received when the film was released. So the whole story is different, whole characters are different. That is totally a myth. I mean, Kantara is, on myth, on ritual, this thing. Whereas I think we never talk about ritual or this thing. What an actor happens. This kind of incident has happened. Right. Because, for example, they used to say, Mr. Yamarada, he was a great, he was a daring person. So he was involved in a, shootout, and he went to jail. And after that, he came very fragile. Then also he used to do plays. So before he could get on, till he get on the stage or the shot, he used to be two people have to carry him.
That week he'd become.
Yeah, two people can. When he start camera action, he will become the character. Even if it does Asura, the whole Asura energy will come to him. So there is always split personalities in an actor. So that's what I try to do because he is a very timid person. Kupsami is a very timid person, very
Pavam and yeah.
Pavam guy. He will take beating, everything, but something else makes him to behave. He behaves. He believes that he is a god.
And it becomes Narasimha.
Yeah. That's then again he comes back to. So it's a two different thing. But what I'm very happy about Kantara is, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing using a local, a regional, great performing art and taking it globally. That's a great thing. I'm not sad about Avadaram didn't make or not, but I really, more than feeling sorry about it, it's better. You feel nice to appreciate Kantara. So Kantara is really a great thing because I love, regional performing arts. I thought it is my own.
The way
film.
they used it, yeah.
Kantara, I can always say it's my film, not because I made Avatar. What I believe somebody has done globally. That's how I feel.
Has there been an instance like that in your career, sir, where you've been taken over by the emotions of the character, where you've forgotten what's happening?
No. You actually, technically, logically, you're not supposed to
Go to that extent. Yeah.
An actor is supposed to have his own control. Of course, there are some incident, mood, character. You should not be like that. But moods sometimes it hangs off. Suppose when you do very sad scenes, it hangs over for a longer time. It takes some time to drain out. So it happens, but not totally shifting to characters. Some actors claim that they have done it. I haven't gone to that stage.
But you've also had to act when so many, you've also spoken about how your son was in the hospital. At that time, you had to shoot.
Yeah, that is a different.
That is an extreme,
See, that is just now before you came, Shashi was telling a story. He was telling a part of one great cricket player. He had undergone the more complicated situation than us. Sometimes your responsibility becomes more than whatever you accepted. The responsibility, it comes prior to anything else. I had to do. It's very difficult. My son was just 1 kilometer away, my son is in the hospital. Here, Uttama villain Kamal Hassan is going. We were supposed to be doing with Theyyam makeup, typical. So, Theyyam makeup artists, they had come from Kerala. They don't make you sit and make up. They used to lie down on your lap, and like this they used to do. I couldn't lie. I couldn't lie down. I thought of my son. Oh my God, he's lying like this only without anything. So whenever they apply makeup, tears used to, come, and they have to wipe again, do it.
Do the makeup again.
Do it. Then one thing, the makeup artist never know what this thing. He told he a very elderly person. He just gave me a tight thing. Mone, everything is not permanent. He told beautifully in Malayalam. Everything is, it'll all go. It'll all go. Just don't shed your tears. He said, then it was that kind of thing. Everybody has got. But sometimes the most unique thing about being an actor is you can send substitute to any other responsibility. Suppose if you are not going to come for this, you can tell your colleague, I have prepared this question, you go ask cinematographer, last minute he can say, he missed his bike or something, and immediately they send somebody to that pilot. Even the Prime Minister can be, his responsibility can be taken over by somebody, but an actor, only he has to do. I cannot send a substitute. So that kind of mental, I cannot call mental stress, that kind of stress and thing, it transforms your mind, it becomes very strong.
Makes it stronger.
Makes it strong. So it's a different, really, it's a different kind of, when you take it very seriously, it's a very different kind of living to be an actor.
Something I wanted to ask you about memories, like when you're looking back at your career and all that, there are so many movies. Sometimes you're just walking and you're seeing your character play on the screen, and you probably don't even remember that movie, or you probably don't even remember that entire month because you did that movie.
Yeah, I have to accept the truth. Many times it has happened because I do too many characters, but I don't know. It's a very negative thing, but it has happened to me.
Do you associate, like, are the memories stronger of a movie?
Yeah, of course, certain memories is entirely different, that will stay on, hold on like this thing. There are a lot of incidents I can tell. There are, of course, without memories there is no life. What do you say when you are sitting alone, reading or hearing nothing? Your only memories you will try to.
And it suddenly comes back, that whole memory, one entire month just comes back
into
life.
Sometimes you feel that something
This
has happened, deja vu. This has happened. So many movies, when they give dialogues, I have done it already, but really I would have done it.
You actually would have done
it. Same way, when a rich father, when he objects his daughter's love, I would have did the same dialogue, same thing.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful interview, sir.
Thank you.
I had one of the best times talking to you.
Thank you. I don't know. You very intelligently avoided regular questions.
Thank you.
That made me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.